Well, we just got hit with a late night Woj bomb last night at 2:17 a.m. Woj broke the news that the Clippers are sending Boban Marjanovic and Tobias Harris and Mike Scott to the Sixers for Landry Shamet, Wilson Chandler, Mike Muscala, the 2021 Miami pick, and 2 second-rounders. So this is low-key a really big trade. Tobias Harris would have been an all-star in the Eastern Conference, borderline all-star in the Western Conference, probably was the biggest snub in the Western Conference. And Tobias Harris was balling out this year. The Clippers are currently, I believe, the 8th seed in the Western Conference, but they must have realized maybe Tobias isn't going to be a Clipper after this year, because he is a free agent this summer. It'll be the first time I think he's hit unrestricted free agency. No, he might have hit it when he signed with Detroit, or was it when he signed with Milwaukee? I think it was when he signed with Milwaukee after leaving Orlando, but he's a lot better player right now than he was then. So it was kind of a really surprising trade. I don't think, maybe only Clippers fans really knew that Tobias Harris was going to get moved at the deadline. So this meant he wasn't in their long-term plans for the Clippers. They had other aspirations in free agency because they will have a lot of cap space. So this will be interesting because I think Boban's making $7 million for next year, or he's an expiring deal. But the 76ers give up Landry Shamet, Wilson Chandler, Mike Muscala. So Wilson Chandler and Muscala probably won't be on the Clippers after this year. Shamet, a really good shooter this year. I believe he's a rookie or a second-year player. I think he's a rookie. And they give up a 2021st, which with Embiid and Simmons won't really be a lottery pick. So that's a late first. And the 2021 Miami unprotected first. Now that's not next year's draft. It's the year after. And Miami could be really bad by then unless they switch up their team like ASAP, because they're locked into contracts till then, like Deion Waiters, Olynyk, James Johnson, Tyler Johnson, and that just limits them in free agency. So unless they can find help to Dragic and Josh Richardson and maybe Bam Adebayo by that time, that 2021 unprotected lottery or Miami pick honestly could be a top 10 pick come that time. So the Clippers could use it as a future asset in a trade. I know that was the last pick that Sam Hinkie acquired, but I'll talk about kind of like the Clippers going forward and the Sixers going forward. I'll start with the Clippers. Now, I think they're going to want to be players for either Kevin Durant or Kawhi Leonard come free agency time, and then maybe try to be AD suitors. I don't really think they have a good package for AD. Say you're throwing Shai Gilgeous, Jerome Robinson, their next first, and a 2021 Miami first, and like, who else do they have to offer? I don't know. I don't think that's really that good of an offer at all, because one, you're giving away 2 of your best young players in Robinson and Shai Gilgeous. And like, say you sign a KD or Kawhi, like, who are you going to sign to put around him? I guess you're going to have a lot more money to sign other players around him. Well, they will have Montrezl Harrell, I believe he has 2 years left, and Danilo Gallinari. So those are 2 players that they are going to have going forward, and I really like Montrezl Harrell. I really hope he can start, but we'll see. I don't know if they're ever going to start him. But they give up Mike Scott and Boban Marjanovic as well, which definitely aren't huge long-term plans. But they are 30-25, the 8th seed. Are they going to try to tank for another lottery pick? Because if they don't go in the lottery, they don't get their pick. The pick goes to Boston because it is lottery protected. So say they are the 8th seed, Boston gets their pick. Say they're the 9th seed, they get to keep their pick. So maybe they are trying not to make the playoffs this year so they can add another lottery pick along with Jerome Robinson and Shai Gilgeous for the future, as well as $50 million cap space in the summer. So that's what the Clippers are looking like going forward. They acquired Shamet and 2 firsts and 2 seconds as assets. I guess 4 picks, 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and a solid young player. It's pretty good for a guy that was going to leave you in free agency or you weren't going to bring back in free agency. At least they were smart with this. See, like, this is a team capitalizing on value instead of losing it for nothing in the offseason. The 16 Atlanta Hawks could have really took a good look at this and realized, oh, maybe we should have did this, when they had literally 4 expiring free agents: Korver, Teague, Horford, and Millsap. They traded Teague for like the 11th pick, got Tariq Prince, the 12th pick, which was good. I don't remember if they traded. I think they traded Kyle Korver for like a second to the Cavs. But the main 2 were Al Horford and Paul Millsap, and they both let them walk in the summer. Paul Millsap signed with Denver, Horford signed with Boston, and they literally got 0 assets for them at the deadline because they were too incompetent to trade them. And then we're kind of looking at that on Memphis side of things, but it's looking like they might send Marc Gasol to Charlotte. That was a rumor last night. We'll see if that falls through. Or Mike Conley might be sent to Detroit or Utah or Toronto. There was that rumor where Toronto would flip Valanciunas and Lowry for Gasol and Conley, which is interesting, but that's besides the point. But I'm glad to see the Clippers got value on somebody that they weren't going to bring back or was going to leave them in the summer anyway. Now, talking about the Sixers side of this, now they have a really interesting lineup and a pretty good bench especially if Zaire Smith comes back. So they're going to have at point guard, Ben Simmons, shooting guard, J.J. Redick, small forward, Jimmy Butler, power forward, Tobias Harris, center, Joel Embiid. Now, Tobias Harris isn't the best defender in the world, nor is he like a good defender. But him with Joel Embiid is really good because Joel Embiid is arguably one of the best defensive players in the NBA. And Tobias Harris can spread the floor. I feel like Tobias Harris is just going to take like 43s on this team a game. It's going to be interesting, though, to see how him, Butler, and Embiid share the rock. Because obviously Ben Simmons is going to be the facilitator. I can see his points definitely dropping. But I think Tobias Harris is just a great addition to a team that's obviously in a win-now mode. Now, I think this definitely makes the Sixers... I don't know. It's a scary team now. I think this definitely makes them better than... Definitely better like than anybody questioned on Indiana, but I don't think anybody questioned that. Milwaukee, I think this is definitely a better team than Milwaukee. Boston, it's close. And Toronto, it's close too. I mean, it's close with Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee, Toronto, Boston, and Philly, they're all really close together. Like, they're all really good. I don't think one really stands out more than the others. But this definitely, like, I feel like the Sixers, there was no shot they were making the finals before this trade. Now I can definitely see them making the finals after this trade. But there is a risk to the side of trade. So say the Sixers play, I don't know, say they end up with the 4th seed, right? Or they end up as the 3 seed, Boston 4 seed, and then Bucks are 2, Raptors are 1, right? They're playing the Bucks in the second round. Say the Bucks beat this team in like 6 games. There's a possibility maybe Brooklyn throws a max deal to Tobias Harris, and I don't know, the Clippers throw a max deal to Jimmy Butler, and you lose both of those guys, and you basically gave up 2 firsts, 2 seconds, Shamet, Covington, and Sarge, 2 rentals. But there is a side to that, but there is a side that if they go to the conference finals, I know they're going to bring all 4 of them back, but I don't really get it. Well, Joel Embiid is going to be making $29 million. Ben Simmons is due for a contract extension next year, but it could be done as early as the start of next season. Jimmy Butler's a free agent. It's going to want max money. Tobias Harris is a free agent. It's going to want $20 million plus. That's going to put them, say, $30 million to Embiid. You can go 25 to Harris. That puts you at 55. Say you go 30 to Butler. That puts you at 85. And then say you end up paying Ben Simmons 25 to start the year. That'll put you at 110 mil, and you really don't have any money to work on your bench. Besides, you will have Fultz and Zaire Smith and T.J. McConnell, and you can probably sign a veteran big man on the minimum. But we all knew, like, the Sixers want to make a play for a max deal, like, last year when they had cap. It's like we had Fultz, we have Embiid, we have Simmons. I remember they tried to get LeBron, but they couldn't even get a meeting. But honestly, say they lock up Tobias Harris and Jimmy Butler long term, that's a pretty good, honestly, just a team for your future. If you're going to roll with Simmons, Butler, Harris, Embiid, that is a contender every year in the East, especially, hopefully, Kevin Durant and Cousins. Well, Cousins definitely leave the Warriors, but Kevin Durant leaves, so the NBA is now unpredictable again. And, hey, this could be a championship team next year if they do bring back Tobias Harris and Jimmy Butler. I feel like they kind of, like, I feel like the Clippers got a decent return compared to what the Timberwolves got for Jimmy Butler. Like, they got 2 pretty young players in Rocco and Sarge. But the Clippers got Shamet and 2 firsts. Like, the Timberwolves didn't even get any future first. But I think this is a good trade for both teams. I really like this trade for Philly. It was really unexpected. Or a very unexpected trade. I don't know what they're going to do with Fultz. Imagine if Fultz panned out. Imagine if Fultz was just like Dennis Smith Jr. Or even if he was goddamn Frank Ntilikina. At least he's somebody to play defense or something. But I don't know. I know Philly fans hate Fultz. I live in Philly, so I talk to Sixers fans every day. I know they hate Fultz and they just want him off the team. I would really like to see a team like Orlando try to make a trade. Imagine Orlando was like, all right, give us Boban and Markelle Fultz. We'll give you Vucevic. And it's like, all right, we're not going to bring back Vucevic anyway. You just got a really good center to play down the stretch. Imagine they did that. Okay, that would be kind of clean if they got Vucevic. Imagine, I'm just hypothetically putting something out there. But imagine like a Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, Vucevic, and Embiid 35. That's not going to happen. But I would like to see maybe Orlando go after Markelle Fultz. Or just some team go after Markelle Fultz. Because I feel like Philly gave up on him a little bit too quickly. But I feel like another man's trash is another man's treasure, and I feel like maybe a team like Phoenix or Orlando or, I don't know, even like Charlotte, if they feel like they're going to lose Kemba, could really benefit off a Markelle Fultz just to see if he can pan out to the #1 pick he was that everyone expected him to be. The Clippers go out and sign a big-name free agent with the Tobias Harris like gone, or they trade for Anthony Davis, this is a big win for them. Even if it's not, like, even if say Tobias Harris joins like the Brooklyn Nets in the summer, this is a big win for the Clippers. But and for the Sixers, if they re-sign both Butler and Harris, this is a big trade for them, and it's a dub for them as well. But if they lose Tobias Harris and they lose in the second round, then it is an L for them. But I do think I saw on Twitter that they plan on offering them for the max, or to bring the Tobias and Butler back and have a core of Ben Simmons, Butler, Harris, and Embiid. So that's going to be scary for years to come. I hope it happens because that would just be a really cool team. I'm excited to watch Sixers games now. I mean, I watch them regularly because I live in Philly, so I usually, because they're on like local TV. But I'm excited now to watch because I love Tobias Harris a lot. He's a Long Island native, so he's where I'm from, so it's pretty cool. So yeah, that is going to be, let me know your comments on the trade below. In the comment section, let me know just what you thought about it. I will have a Tobias Harris Sixers rebuild out later today, and probably a new look Clippers rebuild out tomorrow. So yeah, that's gonna be for me. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. See you guys next video. Peace.